Yeah, that is true. That is true. Good evening, everybody. Hopefully we are live. There's usually a bit of a delay, so I'll say it again. Good evening, everybody. Mr. Martin, how are you?
Hi. We're back. We
Yeah.
are back.
I was actually looking when I was setting up the streaming stuff. It was January. We did our last one somehow. So we've managed to get through nearly a whole year without doing one. So we've done all right.
We have done all right. I'm just logging in up here. That's why I'm changing color, because the screen keeps going. Just to make sure we are online, basically.
Yes, perfect. As we said last time we did one of these in January, it's like riding a bike, or sort of trying to get these things working again. But hopefully it is. Hopefully we're on the scheduled stream, which is normally the issue that we have. But I think we probably are.
Could be. My computer's been really slow the last few days. I don't know what's wrong with it. But yeah, hopefully we're online. So it seems strange that it was almost a year ago. It doesn't feel like that.
I know. As I say, a whole racing season. We're going to do a quick review of obviously all of that, as the title said. It's been a very, very busy season for us, and for lots of others too, with Worlds races, Euro races, RCGP for us as well this year, both doing the rounds and also hosting a round as well. So we've definitely had our work cut out. I've got a little list here so that I try not to forget too many things, which I'm sure I am going to do. But yeah, first of all, we're going to have to do a slightly different format than we've done before. So we're not going to do a long shout outs from the side and stuff, but hopefully we'll get some questions at some point on the way through this. But what have you got to drink? Have you got anything to drink, or are you just on food at the moment?
Well, I finished my food and I've just got an orange juice. Just got back and I had a gourmet dinner.
Yes, I was just going to say you were necking down a pot noodle when we first got you online.
Good old pot noodle. So yeah. I actually was looking forward to the pot noodle. It's a bit strange, isn't it? A couple of weeks ago when we did the team race, that they had pot noodles, and I had one there, and it's kind of got me back into them. I haven't had one for years, so.
Nor have I. Probably since uni days. So when I didn't go to uni, so I should try one. Bring me one up tomorrow. I think we're doing some testing tomorrow, aren't we?
So I'll bring you one up, and we can have a pot noodle sesh.
We'll give it a try. The following Thursday, we've got Mr. Glasbrook coming up, and he's bringing me up a curry, so that would be a good one to attend as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good job we got some toilets up there, but yeah.
I'm on my trusty red and trusty Pepsi as I get hot doing these things. So, 2022. Where should we start? Should we start with the national series? What do you think?
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, I guess we had Montpellier as well, but that was a bit of a blur. We ran the prototype, or I ran the prototype there, and obviously you were on the 319. We were there down with the team. Very good race as ever. One of my favourite ones personally, as you know. But it was pretty good. I can't remember where we got to. Did we get to the semis?
Yes. Yeah, we got to the semis. We direct to the semis, and then it rained, if you remember.
Yes. Yeah.
And we were in a bump position until the receiver got wet, and she took a little trip of her own, which put me out of the race. But then they didn't run the final anyway, so it's not like we missed much.
No, that is true. Now you've reminded me, and this is why we need you, because I forget all of these races and actually what happened at them. And I know you've got a memory like an elephant, so you can give us the detail. So obviously for us in the UK national series, 5 rounds, and we were one of those rounds as well, the final round. It was an interesting year, I think. Lots going on, and I was trying to run the concept car and get as much feedback with that with yourself as well. And you had a pretty strong year, but sort of earmarked with some failures of stuff as well, which just sort of held us back a little bit. How did you see it from your point of view?
Yeah, I mean, it was an average year. Not too many failures. Not like the year before when we had a few. Yeah, I mean, we had a couple of fourths, didn't we? A second, but we had to miss a round. Obviously, we did RCGP, so that hindered us a little bit. And finished 4th in the championship, off the podium. So not the end of the world. But yeah, pretty good year. It was cool to see the concept get out there and start showing its pace. Obviously, I got to use it at the last national, which is at our track, where we got a 2nd place podium finish. So can't really grumble.
No, it was pretty mega that actually to finish off with that. Like you said, that was actually our best result that we had from the year, that 2nd. Obviously, Elliot was on a different level at that race, and congratulations to him. But we were delighted with how you did and how the car did and everything else. It was a super solid second place. And yeah, quite exciting. We obviously put a bit of a spanner in the works for ourselves, changing the surface of the track, not really being able to get as much as we would have done if it would have been in dirt beforehand. But it all played out very nicely. Lots of great performances through our team. I think, for me, some of the standouts from the series would have been performances of Kevin, our own Kev Brunson. I think he had such great pace this year, turning back the clock, some would say. I think that was super cool to see. And as ever, he and yourself as well, very invested in our junior team, which was doing very, very well. With Ben and Eric and Holger and Harry Weymouth coming on so strong as well at the end. It was really, really good to see. So although we missed out on the big pots as such, I think we had a really strong season throughout the team and the levels that we have.
Yeah, man, 100%. They are future champions, as we know, and that's why we're trying to coach them and to be as best as they can be.
Yeah, definitely. So one of the standouts for that was Harry. Each national that he did, he went up a set of finals, and then getting in all the way to the quarters, which is pretty incredible progression, really. Especially as it's so hard now. The depth at the nationals is incredible to watch. It's very, very good, and bodes well for us for the future. We keep hold of these guys, hopefully.
Yep, exactly.
That is the plan. So obviously, congratulations to Elliot on winning the series, and Johnny on second, and third was Jamie.
Yep.
I'm not that daft. So yeah, congratulations to the winners of all of those things. From there, we had various other pretty good races at Nemo Raceway this year. I've written down here that we had obviously the Dirt GP, which was a pretty big race for us, and you ably managed to get some superstars from overseas in for that, which was fantastic post-COVID, to have those guys back in at the track. Some of them for the first time as well, and it was a great race, really, really good event, and a cracking main final as well.
Yeah, it was, and yeah, we won't be able to call it the Dirt GP next year, will we?
No. Well, it could be the Dirty GP, and we'd just do something else instead.
We should stick with that. So yeah, great races, and obviously capping it off RCGP and the national with the track, which I'm sure we'll move on to very shortly.
Yeah, we will. We'll talk about the track and some of the changes we did and why we had to do it, and the races that we did there subsequent. But as you say, that was pretty special for us to put that race on, and then subsequently see all of the lovely video and stuff from it as well. It made all of those hurting knees and everything else that we all suffered worthwhile, I think. And see, we've got that legacy left for us to crack on with over the winter, which is a big reason of doing it, wasn't it? So we'll get to it. So we moved on mid-season. We went to the Euros, which this year was in Portugal. And I have to say, I think we've been so spoilt this year with the tracks that we've had, both on the Euros and on the Worlds, because they were just at levels that, well, I've definitely not seen before. So I'm just going to throw up a picture. It will come up for you, hopefully, in a moment or two, of the Portuguese Euros. An incredible track. Lucky enough to drive it as well with yourself. Again, I was rocking the N1 there to see how it fared on a pretty huge jumpy track, and you were able piloting your 319 to very good speed. We looked pretty good to be able to get to the semi-finals. Fortunately, we broke a wishbone in your final, which stopped that progress pretty quickly, but it was a fair cop. We did hit a barrier, but yeah, what was your take on the Euros, Leroy, apart from the fact it was unbelievably hot?
It was hot. It definitely was hot. No beer.
Oh yes, no beer.
A fantastic Euros track, one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world. Yeah, really enjoyed it from the first practice. Really, it was good fun, picking up pace. Obviously, we hadn't been there before, so it's always, you're always on the back foot a little bit. But yeah, awesome. A little bit too much security on the track, but you'd rather that than the other way around. So
yeah.
Very enjoyable. We stayed in a nice villa too. Good food around. So yeah, had a really good week.
It was a cracking trip, and very very well organised by everybody. Just sort of a picture of our team overlooking the track, our team photo, which is one of my favourites from the year. I think it is superb. But yeah, I'm sure we'll be going back to that facility for many other races. got to be the coolest entry into a racetrack ever, where they'd put all of the previous Euros and Worlds winners or top 10 with pictures and stuff. It made it feel like such an event, and yeah, just a huge congratulations to them. They put the bar very high for the Worlds that obviously followed quickly afterwards. And also for anybody else that's thinking about doing a race, as I said to Carlos from EFRA, it's going to get pretty difficult to top these races that we're going to. Just incredible.
Yeah, unbelievable. And yeah, I don't know how we're going to top this year for tracks and the facilities that they have.
Yeah,
it's going to be very difficult. But maybe we need to come back down to reality a little bit and go to a blown out, rough, fake scale track somewhere.
Yeah.
Get sweaty and dusty.
Go old school on the crowd. I mean, the other thing as well that, as we know well from trying to do our own thing, is the cost of putting these races on is just so massive now and keeps climbing. To do that sort of level event is absolutely for the love of it, because it's you're not going to get your money back from all of that stuff. I think they had about 30 staff on at that Euros track, which is quite incredible for a week. Amazing.
Agreed. And full security. You ain't got no ID, you're not coming in full on bouncer style, wasn't it?
It was. I've got an idea for them to help fund the races, just allow beer more freely in the pit area, and even from the British team, it would probably triple your income if we could be having beer in this hot weather. So anyway, after the Euros, which was wonderful, again, congratulations to the winners of that. I think it was a pretty good feel-good story for the Miyako team with David Ronnefalt winning it. I think that's pretty impressive to do that. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to JQ as well. Very, very, very good effort. We then quickly went on after that, Leroy, to another just absolutely incredible, mind-blowing race, which was the Worlds. And I'm going to throw up a picture of the track in the background there, so it should come up on your feed very shortly. A week long, very hot, not quite as hot as Portugal, and I think we had a fantastic time. We managed to get Brandon over at the last minute to be there and beat Batman and Robin with you two, which was awesome to see. He had an absolutely spectacular Worlds. I think we had a spectacular Worlds too. You were running the N1 properly, not for the first time, obviously you run it lots, but a big race like that. And that was pretty special to see you cruising around with the top peaks with something that comes out of a printer and competing to the level that you were. So massive congratulations. It was quite emotional at times seeing it go around. How did you find it?
Yeah, I loved it. Just loved driving it there for the week. Again, we were on the back foot a little bit, having not done a warm-up or anything, but car was awesome. Just finding pace all the time. Obviously, it was a big tire game that week, and it just took a while for us to find the right tire in the 6 minute range, but we found it in the end, and we had wicked pace in the final. It was and if it wasn't for our little heat shrunk tank that we have to do to get it in there until the production one's ready, we would have gone up a few more finals, I think. So
I do too.
Yeah, great week. The drive turn from the track probably wasn't amazing.
Is that my driving that you're taking a dig at?
I know
how far away it was.
How far away it was and how cramped we were in the car. But no, we had good fun with the guys. Obviously, we had our stand-in Jamie Clancy. He was with us on the trip. He's online. He's waved earlier. He might still be watching. He might not. Yeah, he was in our villa and we carted him to and from the track, which was it was good fun. So yeah, good week. Congrats to the winner, Ongaro. I mean, just
amazing,
unbelievable job. I mean, and to David pushing him all the way. He's fully on him. He could have added a Worlds to his Euro title from earlier, but they got one apiece, which I think is pretty fair because they're both driven fantastic at these events.
Yeah, incredible to watch. I think we were all lucky to have been there to see it live, and like you say, congratulations to them all. I think they were all winners with it. It was pretty amazing. Congratulations to Johnny Skidmore as well for making the main for the UK. It was a very good effort, and unlucky for Elliot, he got taken out so early on in that semi that I think he just couldn't quite get his way back up to get into those bump spots. As we both know from previous times, Leroy, it's very, very difficult. You need everything to go right for you at those races, and just one thing to go slightly wrong, and that's it. You're out, which is, that's the game, isn't it? At the moment, the level is so high. There's so many people that deserve their places in that main final. It's very, very difficult to get in there.
Yeah, yeah, really, really tough. Probably the most competitive worlds I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just like the depth of field, the fast guys are always incredibly fast at the worlds, but the depth of how many fast guys there was pretty crazy. Um, so yeah, yeah, really tough worlds, really good one. I think we're probably going back to Redovan next year, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's where the Euros is going to be. I'm super looking forward to that already because you got a handle on the track very quickly. The car was dialed from the get go. We really didn't do very much to it, did we? Just cruised around and tried to find a tyre that was working for us. And I think armed with that information, like you mentioned earlier on, we didn't get the opportunity to go to any of the warm up meetings, which is on us, absolutely. Just too busy with everything else that we were doing, and especially with the work that we had going on at the raceway as well. We just can't be everywhere all of the time. But I think going back there again, forearmed with that information, I think we'd have an even better time. But thoroughly enjoyed it anyway, and having Brandon there for his first Worlds, that made it extra special for me too. It was cool to be able to do that.
Yeah, yeah, and he drove awesome. It was and he could have been right up there too with a little bit more luck.
Yeah.
His first Worlds, there's a pressure cooker scenario. It's
Yes.
you're always wanting to do really well, and there's 200 other people that are wanting to do really well there as well. So
Yes, exactly. It's much easier just being in the pit lane, I think.
yeah, tell that to Rumble, and he's like,
Yeah, no, yeah, it's not easier being in there with Rumble because he's
frozen.
yes. After that, you had a moment to breathe for a second or three. I turned around pretty quickly and went out to France for the over 40s Euros to try and defend that. Obviously, I was lucky enough to win that in 2019 because of COVID for a couple of years. So I got lucky to keep that for a while. But unfortunately, during that period of time, too many other faster, older blokes have rocked up. So I knew it was going to be a pretty difficult task with Jerome Agoin and Yannick Agoin and Jerome Sartel and so obviously Sloppy as well, a host of other fast oldie guys. So, but it went well. Originally,
We've lost him. He's still there. Oh,
yes, we cut out.
right, you cut out for 10 odd seconds then.
Oh, well, it was probably only twaddle that I was saying, but I was just saying it was great fun, and I was having to try and do the mechanic and the stuff myself, which was also fun, which I enjoyed with the help of Gus, who's a legend. But yeah, we got it in the main. Didn't go quite to plan. Unfortunately, I broke a servo in the main quite early on. It wasn't steering properly one way, and then on the final lap, I properly broke it. So it was actually your servo. So sorry about that, mate. I didn't mean to break it. But it didn't break the car. So that's at least something to take away.
I'm guessing I've got to bring a servo for tomorrow then, yeah?
Yes. Unless we want to have Jan help us push it around the track, which he'd be very happy to do. I think we need a servo in it. So post that, we then had one fairly large race left, which was the team race, which you went and did your absolute bit, along with obviously Torben, who was crew chief for that one. New format or new old format, 6-hour team race at Westmill. You guys did absolutely awesome. Huge congratulations to all of you. I unfortunately couldn't be there. I was supposed to be somewhere else. But yeah, well done. It looked fantastic watching on, and a great format, and I hope there's going to be more of those to come.
Yeah, it was wicked. It was a good fun race. It was right on that level of, yeah, we want to win, but we still want to have fun and help each other. Everyone drove awesome. Myself and Kev are experienced, but then there was Eric and Holger and Mike D, our stand-in Mike Daniels at the time, that were just taking it all in their stride and showing some good pace. Especially Eric, he was flying at times.
Yeah.
So yeah, Torbs and Katrine were just absolute diamonds in the pitch. Rumble got stuck in there too. I mean, Torbs spent 6.5 hours, and Katrina spent 6.5 hours in the pit lane and didn't actually leave it. So fair play for standing up there the whole. Every 7.5 minutes they were called upon to pit, and they did not let up. It was pretty mad. Whereas us drivers, all we had to do was drive around, and we could go sit in the pits for a bit, or marshal. So.
Right, see, that's what it's like when you're superstars. Just rock up and do your bit, and then let everybody else do all of the hard work.
Well, kind of. We went through a section where everyone decided they wanted to try and break something, and I crew chief at that point. And every time I fixed the car, another one would come back in. I'd be like, "Oh, what's wrong with this one now?" So we went stage of people trying to smash them up, but it luckily only lasted a short amount of time, and then I was able to kick back again.
Yes, it did look like that. It was pretty impressive. I think you had like a 10-lap lead at 2 hours and nigh on 20 laps at the end. So yeah, very good. I think that's a great format. I'd love to see more of it. I'd love to see more of the other teams as well get involved with it. I think that would be cool to see, like an associated team and a factory Mugen team, etc., etc. So hopefully that's something that can get worked on. I know Jimbo from Westmill is busy trying to come up with something in the background, and we'll definitely be part of that if it happens. That'd be cool.
100%, it'd be cool.
Yes, right. So let's move on then. That's our quick season review. Obviously, we've done loads of other races in between, club races and everything else, but they were the highlights of our season. The other big highlight of our season was our own track, which was Nemo Raceway, and we touched on it earlier on. We held a few races there this year, which I think we can be proud of. We did the Dirt GP, we did the RCGP, we also hosted the last round of the National Series, and some of those on our new surface, which was controversial at times. We've been beaten up a bit over it, but yeah, we had to do something. When we'd finished the Dirt GP at Easter, the track was really blown apart, Leroy, wasn't it? We came in afterwards, and it was a bit of a soul-destroying look at what was required for what we already knew at that point was going to be a very busy summer period, particularly in August, with the races that we had planned with, e-buggy nationals and truck nationals and RCGP and the Nitro National, etc. So yeah, we were faced with a complete reset, which we started, and then it became quite clear it was going to be impossible to get the levels of the vegetable oil that we use to keep the surface together. Which posed a pretty big problem because our dirt without anything on it is really not very good, is it?
Horrendous.
Think 2009 and 2010 Junction 12 and those nationals of huge plumes of dust and completely broken apart track. And so, yeah, Sorry, buddy, say that again.
I only went there once for a national, and it wasn't enjoyable.
I know, because I actually stood next to you in the A final, and at that particular time, we were both bumming around in like 11th and 12th position, and we were chatting, going, "What the hell is this about?" So yeah, it was one of my first memories of you was Junction 12 National. But yeah, so anyway, we had a bit of a powwow and thought about what was going to be the best for our future with the track. As I say, given the fact that it would have costed just an exorbitant amount of money to have done it with oil if we could have got it, and it's still restricted now. We just couldn't get the quantities to do it. So we had to come up with a plan. And I mean, most of you from the UK that are on here watching this will know that we've really struggled with the weather over the periods of times that we've had the raceway open. We tend to get a lot of weather for some, wet weather for some reason. And it's just been a huge project to try and, keep it moving. A big part of why we did the track was for it to be open for people to come and use it and enjoy their cars, whatever manufacturer, whatever scale, 8th or 10th. And so we really started to think about what was going to be the best solution. And we came up with what we did as our best solution to fix it. Obviously, at a huge expense again, to try and get something that's sustainable, that we can have open, that we can do training days on, that the kids can come and use their Tamiya cars on, whatever it might be, just to come and enjoy RC, which was what the track was all about in the first place. And so, yeah, a huge amount of effort went in from everybody, and we've ended up with, Nemo Raceway Mark II.
2.0.
2.0. What do you think, Leroy? Because my voice is going to go hoarse in a minute from gabbling on.
Well, I think it's done exactly what we hoped that it would do. It's made it a sustainable RC track. It's made it usable every day, which we've definitely seen because people are coming to use it, whereas we didn't have people coming to use the old track.
Yeah.
And it's also made it, when it rains, a day after it rains, a week after it rains, whereas it wasn't before. I was saying to some guys last week, it's like I went up on Thursday, obviously we're there, and it had rained Wednesday, and we wouldn't have been running on that if it was how it was before. But we
No.
went, and literally by about 12 o'clock, we were on dry tires. So, I mean, what can you say? That would have been a 2-day effort to clear in times gone by, and 3 people or 2 people or one person clearing track all day and then still not being usable is not what we need, and it's not sustainable. And that is the only word you can really say. It's sustainable. It's
Yeah.
sustainability, and the tracks can't sustain themselves and can't live if they can't get people there and running on them. So I think it's worked out perfectly well, and added perks have been being able to run 1/10 scale meetings, which we have our first one coming up very soon. But just running around it with a 10 scale car is awesome and really enjoyable, and I think people are going to love doing all types of classes there. And it's still not finished. We've got work we want to do to it to make it an even better track and facility. So.
Yeah, absolutely that. I've thrown up a second picture. You might still be on the first cycle, but that was actually taken today when I was leaving, because we had a unbelievable amount of rain 2 days ago, and first time I've seen the track puddled up. And one day later, as I was leaving tonight, with absolutely no work, it was ready to rock and roll again. It's not blown out for us, but have disappeared. Obviously, it's still going to take some work, and we're trying to leave some sections in dirt, as everybody knows. But we do have a full wet weather, if you like, layout which we can run, which still gives a good lap time. The 10th scale layout looks awesome when you've been rocking around, and obviously we've had quite a few 10th scale guys there using the track. They just look fantastic going around. So I think it's really the vision's coming together, especially as the weather turns a little bit. And yeah, like you said, absolutely not the finished article. As we keep going through, there will be more features added, more jumps added, and all those other things. It just takes time to do those things and evolve as well. And I think in the end, all of corners will be something else other than the Astro. So you won't even really feel like you're racing on a synthetic track. It will just be the straight bits that link them together. But that's in the future. What we've got now is cool. Super happy with that. And yeah, actually, I'm really excited to put this 10th scale race on that we've got coming up as well. I've just thrown up another picture of your car set on the wood, Leroy, that you took, which is pretty cool. It's going to be wicked to see them go around.
Yeah, I'm super pumped to have 10 scales going around. It's going to be fun. I think people are going to really enjoy it. It's not a track you can be scared to drive hard. You can proper push on. It's not got bits and bobs that are going to catch you out, like a lot of the legacy 10 scale tracks kind of do. It's a bit more open, and you can really get on the throttle and get the cars moving. So I think people are going to really enjoy it. I've really enjoyed driving my 10 scale around. And it's also not a track you have to keep going up and down the rostrum, if you've crashed just because you hit something or done something wrong. So I always like tracks like that, especially when we're practicing, because who wants to go up and down the rostrum when you've had a random grip roll somewhere? So
Yeah, exactly that.
so yeah, it's when is it? It's 29th, isn't it? So
Yes.
yeah, only a couple of weeks away, and we'll be
Yep.
first 10 scale race. Going to be fun.
Yeah, exactly that. Brings me on actually to our winter series as well, which we've got our first round of our Saturday series next Saturday, I think it is, which is the week before the first 10th scale race. Five round series that we've announced, one a month. So trying to give enough time for other tracks to have a fair crack at the whip of putting on these races. I think that's important to do and to spread it out. Both no limits down, unfortunately, some people that can't do that, but it does mean it takes away the issue of clashing with other tracks, which we really don't want to do if we can help it. So excited to do that. They're all online, so you can get entered into that if you want to do that, as is the 10th race. And yeah, we hope we're going to welcome lots of you there, both new and old, over the winter. And we should have a great track that we can use until we get through into the nice sunnier days of next year.
Yep, 100%.
So that's Nemo Raceway done. The final stuff I have on my list, apart from we need to have a little catch up on the side, see if there's any questions coming in. I've not been seeing what's going on that. But yeah, so the Agama N1, that's the big thing from when we first spoke in January. We were still running concept cars and everything else, which I know we still are now, but it's a go, like we did in our video. Production one is on the way, and that's super exciting because it's something completely fresh for the 8-scale market, and just cannot wait to get it out into everybody's hands. There's so much work and effort gone into this product. I think you're going to absolutely love it when it gets into your hands.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's a big step. It's actually something I've really not been worried about. I fully believe in the car, the concept, looking pretty there. Look, yeah, any massive disadvantage at all. Lots of people have questioned, oh, is it good in bumps? And you won't believe actually how good in bumps it is. I was trying to explain to people only this weekend, just gone, how stuff. Mega car. It's going to be awesome when we finally get a production one, because it's going to be so much more refined and finished and prettied up, shall we say.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it there. I mean, it's a race car.
It is a race car, and you can really. I left the shocks off this so that we could just, if anybody wanted to see, movements or any more detail about it, if you ask in the comments on the side, I'll gladly try my best to show you on video. Leroy and I are going to do one as well anyway, to go through some more technical aspects of it. But yeah, it's definitely low pro. There's no doubt about that.
Droop settings on it, I can see.
Yes, exactly. Well, we're going to be running this tomorrow. But yeah, so yeah, December is the slated time for the production kits. I get a lot of questions, as I'm sure you do as well, Leroy. The electric version is absolutely coming, and we hope to have it at a very, very similar time. It's just we haven't quite got that confirmed yet, which is why there's no pre-order for the electric one at the moment, but it will follow very, very quickly afterwards. Obviously, it shares so much of the componentry with the Nitro car anyway. So we will go into 2023 with, this fresh new platform for both Nitro and electric. And like I said, super excited to get these out for everybody.
Yeah, pumped up. And then can you imagine, think about this now, an N1T. Can you imagine that?
I can imagine it very well. Which is exciting.
You could body shape already be everything else.
Yeah, exactly. We won't have to worry about the bruggy stuff, because we're not going to have shock towers to have to go over anyway. So it's going to be revolutionary, the truck version of this. But yeah, one step at a time. We'll get that Nitro out, we'll get that e-buggy out, and then the truck is the next to receive the love and the laydown love. Yeah, just cannot wait for people to actually drive this. Also, the people that think, well, that's probably not going to work, or any of these things, we look forward to being able to show you guys just how good it is, because seeing is believing, and having a go is believing. And we're going to have demo ones available for people to come and have a go at as well. So we've got the perfect place to do that with our track. So yeah, we've got a whole program that will be coming on in the background to let everybody experience it.
Yeah, it's gonna be mega. Looking forward to it. Come on, Santa.
Yes, exactly. Along with some new drivers as well to add to the team. We're bolstering up the team for 2023, which is also exciting. So there'll be some news coming on, some pretty good stuff on that, including, at club level 2, not just national drivers and international drivers, which we have, all of those, but also some really good club level guys or people that are involved very heavily with the clubs. It's going to be exciting. For example, one of my old compatriots, Ryan Donovan, he's going to jump on board with us, which is fantastic. He's heavily involved up in the north. We've got another superstar up north that I need to just make sure he's okay for me to announce before I do. So I won't do that tonight. But it's going to be pretty cool. Really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting year. I'm not going to lie, and with all these awesome names that we know internally getting behind the product. There's only one way for it, and that is up.
Yes, although the shocks are going down.
Stocks are going down.
Yes, but we're going up. So is there anything on the side? Do you want to have a little flick through and see? Now's about the time, guys. If you've got any questions on anything that we've covered so far, or anything you want to ask us about the raceway or the N1, far away.
Yeah, so I'll read a few out. There's not been a load of comments. You know, everyone's been quiet tonight. They must really like the sound of our voices. But also, if you see anything specific on the N1, now's the time to tell us. It's right here to have a little look. So I'll just go down the list. Kev Brunson and Claire, they say hey. Mike Daniel is on too. He says, how are we all doing?
Mike, sorry, Leroy, to interrupt you. Mike's a new addition as well to the team. I just want to give a shout out for Mike, because he was a real up and coming star a few years ago, and then sort of stopped, didn't get back going again past COVID, and is just now getting back into it again. And he's come and joined us. He's left TLR where he's for a long time. Yep. And he did the team race with you guys, didn't he? And also Slough at the weekend, where he was already looking really fast, you know, every round improving. I think he was 4th in the last round, which I thought was exceptional. So really good to have another young talent on the team. Well, Kev's going to be along with us trying to bring him on.
Yeah, exactly. And he was running my old 319. I think it had a bit of one of our oldest engines in. I think our prototype engine, or one of the early ones. I think the first one we had.
It was.
Which let him down in the final, but I'm not surprised, as it's 2 years hammering.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, great addition. He's going to work well with the team, and I know Kev's going to be helping him all the way to reach the heights that we expected him to do a few years ago. So that'll be cool.
Yes, good.
Pixel Forge, our man PK says, evening all, still working, but going to be listening. So hey PK, we're going to see PK tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Already called me. He says he's bringing donuts.
Can't wait.
Chris Willits online says, evening gents. So evening Chris. John Wolf says he's gutted for me at the weekend. We were talking 1 temps ago, EOS. That I was driving amazing. So thank you very much, sir. Yes, I'm still gutted. I'm going to go cry to myself to sleep.
Yes.
Mr. Clancy, I say, he was online. Give us a wave. Homeboy RC says, well done in Hearts team race, guys. Kick their asses. Yes, we did. Lyndon Hamer is online. He says, guys, hope you're all well. We are. We hope you are, though.
Absolutely. And Don, as you're online, I didn't know whether you would be or not. I hope you're feeling fully back up to speed. I know you've been a little bit unwell recently. And also a massive thank you from Leroy, myself, Mr. Rumble, everybody, to you and Jane for all of the effort that you put in to transform Nemo Raceway, because simply without you guys, we wouldn't have been able to have done it. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all of that work.
Yeah, and I would just add to that as well. Thank you guys. You were both amazing, but also a few other guys like Ben, Mr. Shorey. You know, Harry came down on his holiday to track, and
he did.
There's a ton of guys. I'm sure that all of you have lent a massive hand, and we are very grateful.
Yes, thank you.
You know, not forgetting Kev and Claire and all those people. You know, there'll be millions, and if I forgot you, I'm sorry. You need to talk louder next time. XRP Panic says, with the arrival of the N1, is the A319 going to be phased out?
Yes, in an answer, we'll still have spare support for that car for a good long time. We still offer spare support for the original A8, which is now 12 years old. So you'll still be able to get your bits, absolutely no problem whatsoever. But yes, platform will be the N1 as we move forward. Like Leroy said earlier on, we'll have the N1, the N1E, and then the N1T when it's that time.
Yeah, no point flogging two horses, as they say. We're fully behind the N1. We believe in it, and you will do as soon as you try it.
Exactly.
Andy B, nice to see you guys again on my big screen. He says, and here we go, what's the difference between a chickpea and a lentil?
Go on.
Never had a lentil on my face.
Jesus Christ. Oh dear.
He's back. He's self-proclaimed
He's back. That must be a northern thing. No, I'm not even going to go there. Go on, carry
on. Martina says hello. She must be upstairs. She up there?
Hello, darling. Yes, yep, she will be. Yeah, putting Junior to sleep.
Dawn is saying hi to Martina. Pixel Forge said that Starlink is going well. Then
I think that's when we lost the audio momentarily.
Yusuf Ali Bernard says, I had no idea Sloppy had attended previous off-road worlds. Yeah, he's been around forever and a day. Forever.
Yeah. Well done, Slop.
He says, so are we putting in for a 1/10 scale national?
Who said that?
Mr. David Little.
Okay. Leroy?
Yeah.
Actually, there was some paperwork arrived today on that, which is something that we can go through tomorrow. But I think we've got a track that will be absolutely awesome to host a national round for the 10th scale. We've not put in for an 8th scale national this year. We've withdrawn from that for various reasons, but one of them's just had a bit of a break from that grind, and so yeah, a fresh challenge could be quite nice.
Yeah, definitely. No messing. We're putting in for a 10th scale national. Hopefully we get one, and we'll make it one of the best ones we can make. Obviously, we got Robin Hood, which is one of the best tracks in Europe, and if we can add ours in, just to be as close to being as good as, or somewhere near as being as good as Robin Hood, we'll start to build an amazing national series with our tracks, and there's quite a lot of good ones. So if we can get in that, that's perfect, and we welcome everyone.
Absolutely.
Normandy Matthews says bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
David Little says, do cactus work? And I haven't tried them, but there's no reason they shouldn't. So yeah. Chewy RC, evening chaps. How's the Nemo crew?
We're good. Good to see you online, buddy.
And then the next name on my list here is a good friend of mine called Danny Clays.
Okay.
I don't know if he's been on before, but Danny, so remember that Finn car my first national championship with?
Yes.
So that was Danny's son's university project.
Oh, that's cool. Very cool.
Danny is on. We chatted to him a month ago, and he's found me one of the cars, and so he's sending it over to me.
That's very cool. Yeah, I know you wanted one of those, so that's awesome.
So yeah, I'm getting one, and Bob has moved on to greater things. He's a football agent now, so he's living the high life.
Nice.
RC cars, but Danny's still racing, which is great, and we got some 8 scales over to the Belgium, so he can start thrashing people with them.
Nice.
Next on the list, Ivan. The 215T is still the dad. It's not even the daddy.
It is still the daddy, and it will still be the daddy for us for a while longer too. But yeah, we love the track. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is a wicked truck. Wicked truck. Wolfie says, are there different mounting points for the shocks on the arms?
No different mounting points for the shocks on the arm. The cornerstones of this concept is the angle that the shock runs at, and to make it so that the shaft runs through the body as smoothly and without any side load as possible. And obviously, if we move them up and down, then that would change that concept.
Yep. There you go. We feel that we found the optimal setting.
Yes.
Obviously, in the future, if we ever decided we wanted to change that to try and do something, which we have tested, you just change the carbon piece. So you wouldn't need to mount it in the arm any different. You just change the carbon piece.
Yes.
So very easy. Same for changing camber link mounts, lengths and stuff. It's just a carbon plate, so nice and easy to change.
Yep.
There's a question for you, John, from PK. He says, what's the longest run time achievable for an F225?
Well, it's a good question, and it depends on so many things, so many things. But to answer it quickly, the best that I've personally seen with my own running when we were doing some various bits and pieces, but it was about 13 minutes. But that was restricting carb and doing a few other tricks that we sometimes do. But in general, I think anywhere from 9 minutes, nine to 10 minutes is a normal window. See, sometimes it moves out of that. If it's a very big, fast, flat out track, it might be slightly less. But in general, I think we're sort of 9.5 minutes, pretty much anywhere that we go.
And Homeboy says, what exactly is that surface? Is it Astro or something else?
It is Astro, but it's double weaved. So that's the bit that's thrown a few people off and wondered whether it was a carpet or something else like that, because it doesn't have a big long piece sticking out of it, which personally for me is the bit I don't particularly like about previous Astro tracks. This goes up and then is weaved back in again. So it's supposed to be stronger that way. And obviously the pile then is much smaller as well, but it is AstroTurf.
And you'll get a more consistent feel because you don't have a wavy pattern that you're driving on. It's something more solid.
Yes, this is absolutely true. There is no right or wrong way to run it, which is nice.
Wicked, good answer. Mike Daniel says really looking forward to it. So yep, we are too, Mike.
Yes.
Wolf says, do you find yourself running thinner roll bars on the M1 compared to the 319?
Leroy, this is probably one for you. I think.
Yeah. So I'll answer the question that is, you can run thinner bars because you do not have the car tendency to roll over itself. It doesn't want to roll over. It wants to stay flat. That's not to mention it because your center of gravity is so low. Once your car goes on two wheels, it always wants to come back down rather than keep going over. So you can run a lighter roll bar. We generally, or we have run no front roll bar on the car, which we both like in certain conditions, especially when it's a loose track and we're looking for steering. Front roll bars off, and we get that steering. The car is very tunable with roll bars because again, you don't change shock position, which alters your roll speed and the way it works. You can actually do it with roll bars, so it's a bit more like a real race car in that sense. You can tune with a roll bar more than what you could a normal car. Or at least you can get away with doing it because you're never going to be too far wrong.
Yeah, I completely agree. I personally very often don't run a front roll bar on this. Obviously, this has got the provision on there, as you can see, as we've been on high traction tracks. But more often than not, I run without a front roll bar and love it.
Mad, because you're an 8 scale guy who normally they're big front roll bars.
Yeah, exactly. I think one of the other benefits of being able to do that is it does make it better through the bumps, because I tend to think thick roll bars don't normally aid you when the track is very rutty and bumpy. So to be able to run independent, if you like, it's like a McLaren road car. Just have it independent and let them do their own thing. It makes it very easy in the bumpy tracks.
If we can get some kind of fancy paddle roll bar, which they use in real cars, we'd never even have to take anything apart. We could just do a few clicks and we'd be there.
N2.
Alan Paper. Hey Al, how you doing? He says, will the N1 come with metal hubs or plastic in the kit?
Very good question. It will come with a metal front, I believe, and a plastic rear, I believe. But that fine detail is not actually confirmed at the moment. But I think it'll be metal front, plastic rear, like our 319.
Wasn't the 319 plastic front start with?
Depends whether it was the P or the older one.
Yeah, because the 319. Well, the 319 was plastic. I remember. But...
Yes.
Okay, cool. Kev says, "Can I try the N1 this weekend?"
What's on this weekend? West Mill.
Round one.
Maybe. This is like the only one now, apart from the one that's at the factory. This is the only one with the heritage of all of those races in it. Are you racing this weekend, Leroy? What are you doing?
Yeah, going wherever you want me to. Hearts, I guess.
No, Kev. Sorry. But very, very soon, you will have your own one. I will personally deliver it to you.
Yeah. You can come up to Nemo tomorrow, Kevin. You can have a few laps.
Come on, Kev.
Mike Daniel says, my turn first, Kev. No, not yet, Mike. Claire says, does everyone want cakes on the Saturday race meetings? Of course they do.
We would love, yes.
Andy B says, so big announcements at Nemo from the BRCA, retirements, etc. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, he's obviously talking about the committee.
I think that is shocking and sad. I think in life everything has an ending. So the guys, Kev and Suzanne, they've given so many years to all of us racers that it was inevitable at some point that they were going to want to take it a bit steadier and enjoy other things other than coming and getting moaned at by us racers every other weekend. But I think it's very sad. And I feel that it's happened earlier than it would have done. I think it's been a tough year this year for lots of reasons for the committee, and I think it's a loss. Obviously, we've still got Mark staying on, but I think Mark and I think maybe Juliet and a few others. But by and large, we've lost a lot of the committee, and that I think is a big shame. Yeah, sad.
It's sad. It's a shame, and we'll just have to embrace the last year of them all, and then see
yeah, exactly.
We'll move on from that because that's sad, and we're going to try not to be sad. So, Chewy, if we're not doing 8th scale nationals next year, well, our national, our track, do you have 8th events planned? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We've got that winter series that we've said about. We'll be trying to do our nice Easter race, no doubt, as well, and lots of other things too. So yeah, absolutely, we will be doing 8th scale races, no doubt.
We are still a big 8th scale company, don't you worry.
Yes.
John, you'll be able to say this name better than me. You lived in South Africa.
Is it PVT?
No, it's not.
ABV. Hang on, let me see if I can. Sometimes when I try and do this, it doesn't work very well.
Pete Jansen van Vuren.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Just a weird spelling of Pete, but I guess it's Pete.
Yeah. Nice. Welcome.
Is the M1 going to come with flexible rubber body mounts? Yes, it's going to have flexible rubber body mounts.
Yes, it's going to have flexible rubber body mounts. That was difficult for me to say for some reason.
I actually quite like his name. Stephen Wobbleski. Sorry, Stephen, I've absolutely killed your name. In a normal car, the shock tower get many punches. At the M1, this will go directly to the shocks. Is that right? What are the experiences in terms of damage? The shocks are very well protected. No shock damage whatsoever. Off going for a wee, probably.
No. I would announce if I'm going for a wee. I was going to try and demonstrate because it's a very good point, and it's one that's come up a few times. Before, and it's something that we'll be able to demonstrate very well when we've got both a 319 traditional car and this side by side. And obviously, I appreciate that this doesn't have shocks on it at the moment, but let's go to a normal ride height. Something like that, I think, is probably fair as ride height looks. So when you see some of the photos, you see the front shock hanging out. The reality is, it's under the shock. It's under the wheel and the tyre at almost all times. If you go and look at your conventional buggy, your shocks and your shock tower are above the front wheel at all times. So it's way more protected than a standard car. We've actually done zero damage, even with me driving, zero damage to any of the front shocks at all. It's obviously got a front wing on there as well, which is where the shock sits behind, which does take some of the force away. And yeah, you're going to find it a complete and utter non-issue. They are more protected on this than a conventional car, dramatically so.
Yeah, I mean, current shock towers are just digging devices. Hence why if we go race indoor temp scale, we have to put shock tower protectors on because they tear the carpet.
Yes.
If we N1s around, then we wouldn't tear anything. So we find.
Yes. But good question, and one that's come up a lot of times as well.
Yeah. PVT is now asking a question.
PVT.
Not asking a question. So he says, Nemo, what's up, lads? Awesome to see you again live. PVT.
Boom. He's one of my favorite guys, trackside, awesome character, and doing the hobby for all the right reasons. Just loves it. What was PVT's question? Did he have a question? What? And if he hasn't, why hasn't he got a question?
I thought he might have, but he hasn't. He's let us down really, and yeah.
He needs to ask a question.
Now you're going for all.
No.
Brian Rose, he says,
I was going to do my own. I was going to do my own shout out to PVT because, as a surprise, I used to live in South Africa for a while in Cape Town, and as a surprise, a while ago, PVT gave me. I know it's in reverse, but it's some local sourced chutney that is absolutely amazing. And as you see, I've been enjoying it. So thank you, buddy.
It's not in reverse.
Was it not?
No, nothing's in reverse for you. It works it out.
Nice. Thanks, mate.
So, yeah, where's mine, PVT?
He said something about he doesn't like the people in Newbury or something. So he went on.
Moves there, mate. I'm going to slash his tires. Yeah, Carrots is online. He says we're back, so we are back, Carrots, and online too. Homeboy RC says you just need another low head engine for that car now. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be low, bro.
Low. Wolfie says bye, guys. He has to go to work, unfortunately. Great to see you all, though. So we'll welcome you back soon because this is probably a thing again as we move in. And then Manny Panasar, the pirate, the angry pirate himself, says, where the bloody hell have you guys been? I've missed the Job and Lee show. I think that was meant to be John and Lee show. He's missed the John and Lee show. There we go.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. And we've missed you, buddy, as well. I know 8th scale is not on your calendar at the moment, but yeah, the fun days of the lockdown races that we were doing already seemed like a very distant memory, but they were great. And yeah, sorry that we've been missing. We've had just so much going on, and we keep spacing on this. We need to do better. Sorry.
We do. So yeah, that is the end of my comments. Andy B says, where is Rumble? Rumble is probably watching.
He's actually on a couple of days off, so I didn't bombard him with doing a live, as I know that he is off location, as he's doing something with his better half. So I thought I'd give him the week off.
Yeah.
Not the whole week. If you're watching, Mr. Rumble, that's not an open invitation to not come back. But just tonight, as it was a late one tonight as well, and it was a last minute thing, as you'd have seen by us announcing it, as these things always are. We need to get back on a better schedule, Leroy, with this stuff because it's good to do and talk to everybody. We
do. We need to just commit to a day again and stick to it. What day is best for everyone? Tell us what day is best. Few more comments flew in while we were talking. Bryn
nice.
Hall, good evening. Are you letting trucks in for the winter series?
Yeah, absolutely. If we can get the numbers there, absolutely. I'm a big truck fan, as you know, buddy. I didn't actually list it when I did the listing this time, just because we've struggled to get the entries in the history of doing races for whatever reason, unfortunately. But yeah, absolutely. If you want to race a truck, you want to race anything, you're welcome to come and do it at Nemo Raceway.
Yeah. Stephen Wobolowski says, my last name is a challenge. Thanks for your answer. Now I hope it will know any pretty printed cuts. His name's done. He hopes there will be no 3D printed parts in the kit, and there won't be.
No, there will not be.
Been mightily impressive.
Yes.
Mightily impressive. PVT says, I'm going to South Africa in 2 weeks' time. I will bring back a care package for you guys. I don't have an M1, but wouldn't part with my Bullet motors for all the tea in China.
Awesome. Thank you, mate. Look forward to it. And yeah, thank you for supporting us with Bullet.
Yeah, man. Get an M1 ordered.
Exactly. We'll get him. We'll get him one day. One day. I think everybody wants PVT though. So there's a line of people that would like a friendly person in their team.
Friendly neighborhood Van Tonder.
There we go. That's what RC should be all about. Well, I reckon, Leroy, we're getting to the end of it. If we've done the questions from the side, I'm just looking at my my prompts here. Very unprofessional, I know. Where are we racing this weekend? We are racing at Westmill.
Well, Westmill's on. Is there anywhere else that's on? Is there anywhere else you guys want us to go? Because we're kind of free reign right now this weekend. Kev will be at Westmill, of course, and Eric, Torbs, Holgs, Katrine, they will be at Westmill.
Well, no, they won't. They are at the Reds GP in Italy. They are representing Nemo along with Giovanni Camamo.
Yes,
they're going to be over there. I think they've got a pretty full entry for that race. And it's at the track, Leroy, that you and I went to for RCGP. So they're going to have a treat because it's an awesome track and an awesome place to be. So
they've been there already.
They have. They've been there. They've done a bit of testing there. So it's going to be good. It's going to see. It's going to be one of the first races back actually for Giovanni, who as some of you may know, unfortunately had a motorbike accident and broke his wrist and arm quite badly to the point where he couldn't do any racing and stuff. So it's going to be one of his first races back. I think that's super cool to see him there, and he's going to get Torbs and the boys hooked up with what's going on because he's another very, very quick pedaler. So I think he'll be heading for some good results. Hopefully, it might be a bit rusty, mind you, but we'll see. We've also got RCGP in America this weekend. Unfortunately, Leroy and I can't make this one, but we've got Brandon going and Billy Talaska's going to head the ship up there. And we've got our star from RCGP2, Donald Elliott, who's going to be running the second car, I believe, in RCGP1. So we'll be watching on with glee on that. It's also going to be streamed free this round, I believe. So you'll be able to watch anything that's going on at any point during the weekend. So that's a big step forward for RCGP to get back to having some free-to-air stuff. That's going on too.
Yeah, 100%. Much better, much better. So, yeah, we're not there, gutted, but
yes,
down for us. Mr. Brad B Rose will be flying, and
he's going to be flying and heading up the team, which I think is cool too as well. He's what he showed us at the Worlds. He's absolutely capable of doing some pretty cool things. So we'll see what we get with that. We'll be able to report on that next time we do one of these lives, Leroy, along with wherever we ended up and any other new news that we've had. So I think it's time to give a Leroy closeout and let everybody know about Nemo Raceway and some practice days.
Yes. So first of all, you can all go and like our video. There's some likes up there already, some 14 odd, but there's a few more than that watching. So just go and press that little thumbs up button. Don't really know why, it's whatever.
Just what you're saying.
So yeah, Nemo Raceway, as you all know, is now usable every day, pretty much. It's closed on Mondays still. Are we still closed on Mondays?
No, no, we don't have to. The Mondays was for maintenance, and we don't need to do that bit now. So.
Perfect. So it's open pretty much every day. If you want to come practice, get booked in online. As we have mentioned, basically you sign up to be a member, but with your membership you get 2 days free practice. So it basically makes your membership free, and those days will carry on over into next year. So if you want to sign up now, you can carry them days on over into next year. So when you re-sign up for next year, you'll get 2 more extra days at the same time. So basically free to come. Well, not free, but you don't have to pay any more than normal. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Come along. You can run anything pretty much now. You can run temp scale, you can run micro off-road, you can run ape scale, you can run short course, trucks, whatever you want. Come and play with your toy cars. We'd love to see you, and we're always there to lend a hand if you get stuck. Yeah, get your pre-orders in for the N1. It's going to be coming very soon. Hopefully, Santa Claus is going to bring us lots of nice gifts. Anyone that does get a pre-order in will get a T-shirt, a special reserved T-shirt, which I don't have on today.
They need to go out. No, I don't. I don't think I've got anything on.
No, so they'll be shipping very soon, so everyone can have reserved N1 T-shirts, which are only going to be available for anyone that pre-orders once they're gone or once it's not a pre-order anymore, you won't get a cool T-shirt, which you'll probably be able to sell in a few years' time, a bit like a Rolex, going to go up in money.
Oh, if only.
And tomorrow, myself and John are at the track. We'll probably do some videos. We're gonna smash that little beastie round. It's been a few weeks since I've drove her, and I miss her. So yeah, gonna go give it some laps, and we're gonna decide when the weekend so we can let you all know. And yeah,
That's the best. That's the best sign off ever.
ever. I'm doing well then.
Yeah, very, very good. And it's been great fun to do this again, guys. So thanks for tuning in, and we will be back with another very, very soon.
Yes, sir. We'll make it a common thing from next week, so you can all see our lovely faces, and you haven't got to miss us.
See you soon.
Ciao.